definition.
On behalf of Sicard Holiday Campers, drivers, start your engines.
For the 5th time this season, Don Thompson Jr. and the Home Hardware Chevy will start from pole position. But the man everybody is chasing will begin the race beside him on the front row. Scott Steckley in the tow truck in a box Dodge here at Canada's Crown Jewel.
Scott Steckley has been a driver making bold moves in small steps, each race striving for more. Success has been bountiful, some may say an act of perfection. With 4 races to go, Steckley, who is in the hunt for his first championship, is now the hunted. The Castrol kid, DJ Kennington, is hitting his stride with 8 top 10 finishes. The 2007 champion, Andrew Ranger, has won 2 of the last 3 races and is in hot pursuit to defend his title. And lurking is the 7-time Canadian champion, Don Thompson Jr., who believes that anything can happen. 4 races, 1,000 laps, 450 miles, 1 champion. This is round number 10 of the 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series Championship, presented by Sirius Satellite Radio on TSN from Cayuga Motor Speedway in Nels Corners, Ontario. This is the Coke Zero 200, presented by Sicard Holiday Campers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round number 10 of 13 of Canada's Premier Racing Series. I'm Dave Bradley, along with Billy Rez Jr. and Todd Lewis. He is trackside. Billy, 4 races left. They're all on ovals.
Well, Dave, the 22 tow truck in a box Dodge has been on a roll. 7 podium finishes in 9 events. Steckley will start to points race now because he's looking at the big picture. And the rest of the guys got nothing to lose. Just throw caution to the wind and go after Steckley.
Well, Steckley has a 113-point lead over DJ Kennington in the Castrol points race. The 2007 champion, Andrew Ranger, is right on DJ Kennington's heels as we get down to the final 4 races. Today's pole sitter, Don Thompson Jr. on the outside looking in, does have a slim shot at catching Steckley.
Well, there's a guy right there, number 1, Peter Gibbons. He's had a lot of success here at Cayuga, and he'd love to win one today.
And we'll ride on board with Ron Beauchamp Jr. looking to get out of his slump this season. And from British Columbia, we'll ride on board with Rookie of the Year contender Jason White. As the Dodge Caliber SRT4 pace car leaves, let's take a look at tonight's Duplicolor starting grid. On pole is Don Thompson Jr. Outside of the front row, your point sitter, Scott Steckley. Row number 2 brings us DJ Kennington in the 17. Peter Gibbons, good qualifying effort in the 1 car. Kerry Mix drives the 02, and J.R. Fitzpatrick in the 84. They make up row number 3. And we'll take a look back to row 4 with Ron Beauchamp Jr. and Barrie native Mark Dilley, driver of the 9. Row 5 is Derek Lynch in the 77, Andrew Ranger in the 27. And then row number 6 is Brad Graham in the 19, and Doug Brown, driver of the 10. Row number 7 has Peter Shepard driving the 7 here today, and John Kahn in the 12 once again. And the 8th row, I should say, has Jim Lapsevich in the 25 car, and there's Jason White in the 21. Row number 9 is Dave Whitlock in the 39, Nick Lapsevich, driver of the 13 here today. Anthony Simoni drives the 95, and Kent Noon in the 18 make up row number 10. Row number 11 has John Fletcher in the 49, Jason Hathaway in the 3 car, and that is the field here for today in the Coke Zero 200.
Well, Dave, we'll take a look at the Allied Steel Building race analysis. This is a very fast 5/8 mile racetrack. We're going to go 200 laps here tonight, but the important thing is the crew chiefs had to make adjustments on these race cars to race at night because we practiced and qualified in the glaring sun.
With more on today's race, here's Todd.
Fellas, a big change in the rookie battle heading into today's event. Alex Tagliani got the call from Conquest Racing to participate in the IndyCar event in Detroit. That meant Dave Jacobs made the call to Pete Shepard, the talented youngster, to take over the number 7 car. That should give Jason White in the 21 AW car a big boost in the rookie battle.
Well, for sure, and just think about what he's done this year, Dave. Flying back and forth, east to west coast, and racing on racetracks that he's never seen before.
Yeah, all the way from Sun Peaks, BC, and not very happy, actually. The tag went back to the IRL. White wanted to race him on the track and win the Rookie of the Year title by value of performance.
And Dave, as well, it's not set in stone, but rumor has it Tagliani has picked up a couple more races in the Open Wheel Series, and young Shepard will fill his shoes the rest of the year here in NASCAR.
That would be awesome for the series as Don Thompson picks up the pace. There's Colin Clark from Coke Zero with the green flag. We're on the way here at Cayuga.
Well, Don Thompson got a dynamite start off of turn 4.
He absolutely snookered Scott Steckley as Steckley's back to 3rd spot now. DJ Kennington took that inside line in 1 and 2 up to 2nd. Look at the battle a little deeper in the field.
Oh, word has it, Don Thompson Jr. going to be penalized for jumping the initial start.
So he will have to serve a drive-through penalty for jumping the initial start. A huge blow to the driver of the Home Hardware Chevy here in the early going of the Coke Zero 200.
Oh, there's young J.R. Fitzpatrick getting that outside groove working. But here's Dilly down at the bottom putting some heat on him.
Roman already a battle for 6th position as we ride on board with the youngster J.R. Fitzpatrick in the 84.
Oh, you can hear that Chevrolet hauling down. There's DJ going to the outside. Don Thompson to pit road.
Heeding that drive-through penalty after jumping the initial start. Don Thompson Jr. has to hit that pit lane speed limit. What's going through his mind right now?
Oh, Don Thompson Jr. is a fierce competitor. He's boiling inside because he will not understand this call.
NASCAR official explaining it to the Home Hardware team now, guys. It's a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. Don Thompson Jr. makes his way through. He'll go down a lap, but it is early. We've seen him come back from this type of problem before.
Oh, Todd, there's the leader, DJ Kennington. He's going into turn 1. Don Thompson Jr. is halfway down the backstretch, still on the lead lap. If anybody can make up that distance, it certainly is Don Thompson Jr.
And caution flag flies for a spinning 3-car of Jason Hathaway. Candian also involved in the 18. So caution slows the field for the first time here in Cayuga. But Billy, this will give us another chance to look at this start.
Well, there's the cone on the outside fence. They're told in the driver's meeting that's the accelerating zone. Watch this. There's a line across right here. Don Thompson Jr. actually was on the throttle very, very close to the line. It looks like Steckley laid back and snookered Thompson, so it looked like Thompson jumped the start of the race. Not a very good call.
But you can see Gibbons boxed up back there as well. So Don Thompson Jr. now sits on the lead lap in 19th position. Anthony Simone in for some repairs to his Monte Carlo. As the field circulates, Cayuga Speedway under caution for the first time here in the Coke Zero 200. DJ Kennington's your leader. The Coke Zero 200 from Cayuga Motor Speedway is brought to you by Castrol. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering. By Dodge. Grab life by the horns. And by Allied Steel Buildings, the leading, most trusted brand of steel building. And there's a look at the campground here at Cayuga. Free camping supplied by Sicard Holiday Campers. It's been a busy place as the summer nears its end. Busy place on the track, too, as DJ Kennington leads Scott Steckley to the green here on lap 13 of the Coke Zero 200.
Whoa, DJ misses a shifter, spun the tires. He's going to... Oh, Steckley chops down. DJ was there 3 wide. Steckley gets the raw in.
Steckley gets it straight, though, and he'll rejoin. No caution, but look at how far down the order your points leader is. DJ Kennington continues to lead with the 0-2 now. Ford Fusion, driven by Kerry Mix, is hounding him every step of the way.
Oh, an unusual bobble by the Castro kid, DJ Kennington, gets everybody all stumbling down the front stretch. The 22's got to go through the grass. Hopefully that won't cause him problems later on.
We have to talk about that Walmart-tied Ford Fusion, the 27 of Andrew Ranger, who's working his way back into this points battle. The 2007 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series champion now working underneath the 1 car of Peter Gibbons.
Well, Gibbons and the 27 side-by-side down into turn 3. Gibbons was really trying to muscle the young fella down to the bottom, and the 27 had no part of it.
Mark Dilley in the 9 car just ahead of Andrew Ranger, the winner in our last stop in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. DJ Kennington continues to lead. A great look at the speed shot.
Oh, the sound of those late models going by just gets you all pumped up.
You can see Kerry Mix getting racy, taking a look underneath the Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington. Mix trying to get off the corner just a little bit lower as well. Mix looks to be a little bit quicker this early going in the race.
You take a look at the front of DJ Kennington's 17 car. You can see the front air dam hanging down underneath the balance from that contact with the 22.
So we'll keep an eye on that to see if it affects the performance on the Castrol Dodge. And we ride on board with your 3rd place driver, the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. He catches that grass, gets a little bit loose down the front chute.
Well, Ron Beauchamp Jr. with Big Daddy's horsepower underneath the hood was awful loose off the corner. So what you're going to see, Dave, is coming off of turn 2 and coming off of turn 4, they're going to drop the left front tire down in the grass. And what that does, it puts wedge in the car off the corner so you can just lay the throttle to it and keep the car tight.
Riding along with your pole sitter, Don Johnson Jr. now sits in the 14th position. Remember, he had that drive-through pit penalty, but he's working his way back up through the pack. Scott Steckley is just ahead of that group in 11th, and here comes Gary Mix looking for the lead.
Oh, the BDI Ford looking real strong early on. He goes down the bottom of DJ Kennington, and he'll get the spot off of turn 4.
So Kennington will duck right in behind that BDI 02. Ron Beauchamp Jr. on the Mopar Dodge has moved up to the back bumper. The Castrol Avenger as well. So this now a three-way battle for the lead.
Wow, look back over the shoulder of Beauchamp. That's the 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley. He's having a great start here tonight.
And if you remember back to the last time we were on an oval in Mosport, Mark Dilley finished second in that race. He had a great car, Trois Rivières as well. And here today, he struggled a little bit in practice, but said he had a good car for the nighttime, and it looks as though that car is coming around. Let's go to Todd, who's in Mark Dilley's pit.
Fellas, I'll give you a quick update on the number 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley. I spoke with Reno Montanari, who said Mark's pretty happy with the car, and he should be. He's gone into the top 5 and currently running 4th. Reno doing kind of double duty on the pit box. Beside him, that's Kelly Woods, who's charting tonight. She's been working on the team for the entire year. Kelly's a late model stock car racer at Kawartha Speedway, where we'll be in a couple of weeks. She's learning as much as she can, getting as involved as she can. She wants to be racing one day soon in this NASCAR Canadian Tire Series.
Well, when she's racing there at Kawartha, she has a good coach. This man right here, Mark Dilley, has been a great teacher of oval tracking, and Dwayne McLeod, who is also a crew member on the 9, helps her with the late model stock car.
And give her some credit, too. She's no slouch behind the wheel, a champion go-kart racer, and has moved up through the 4-cylinder ranks, and now in a late model, she'll be running that late model Fridays at Kawartha Speedway, and I'm sure Derek Lynch, driver of the 77 here today, would like us to let you know that. There you see Derek Lynch in the Allied Steel Building 77. He promotes that racetrack.
Well, him and his wife do it together, another family operation.
On board with J.R. Fitzpatrick in the 84. You can see Doug Brown in the Hallnex number 10. Jim Lapsovich in the Tim Hortons 25 chasing there. And again, Derek Lynch in the 77 rounding out that pack of cars as we go back to near the front of the field. Second place where DJ Kennington in the Castrol Dodge starts sliding up the racetrack just a touch.
DJ's car just seems a little too tight in the middle of the corner. He drives it in, it washes up the racetrack. He's able to turn it and power off. But when you got that 60 Ron Beauchamp beside you, you want to make sure you got lots of horsepower.
Yeah, those two Dodge Avengers of Beauchamp and Dilley have hooked up nose to tail, and they're looking like they're going to freight train the 17 very, very shortly. You can see those cars able to pinch right down on the yellow line, sometimes below it, as Mark Dilley just did.
Well, DJ Kennington, he's a veteran. He'll just baby that car to the pit stop so they can get an adjustment made to get it right back where it was.
You can see the cool box arrows hanging down in that shot as we rode on board with Mark Dilley. Billy, are those really needed?
Well, you know, under the daytime conditions, these race cars get upwards of 140 degrees inside. Back a few years ago, we didn't have cool boxes. We ran air hoses through a cooler with ice in it. Now they're fully electronic units, really nice high-tech pieces that keep these drivers' heads cool so they can make good decisions. Oh, we got a little bumping and grinding down the front stretch.
We're going to need cool heads shortly as Ron Beauchamp Jr. and DJ Kennington touch down the front straightaway. You remember back to Vernon, BC, these two got together and actually ended Ron Beauchamp Jr.'s race in a battle for the lead there. So DJ Kennington obviously not trying to get into his friend, but it's happening here at Cayuga.
I talked to both of them after that race, and you know, they both agreed after tempers cooled down that it was simply a racing incident between friends, but they're going at it hard, which is what I expect out of these two Dodge racers. Each and every time they get close to each other, they're gonna race hard.
How long is it, do you think, before Ron Beauchamp Jr. starts forcing the issue?
Well, he's not going to force it, but his car is certainly getting off the corner better than DJ. You can see DJ's car not hugging the bottom. Take a look at the 9 and the 60. Right around the hook, right around the bottom. DJ slides up, has to dime it off the corner, and that's going to wear out that right front tire. Here's the throttle. That was a good indication right there. Number 60, Ron Beauchamp Jr. is feathering the throttle. He's waiting on DJ so he can lay down the power. And as soon as DJ gets off the corner, boom, he's there. And Ron Beauchamp Jr. working hard to get that spot from DJ Kennington.
Now you remember, this is a battle for second spot. So as these two cars battle side by side, this is letting the leader, the 02 Ford Fusion of Kerry Mix, get away. There he is, just going out of sight down the front straightaway.
DJ's not giving up. He's hanging in tight on that outside. And I'll tell you what, that outside groove doesn't usually come in until later on in the evening. Oh, we got a problem at 3 and 4.
And it is the A&W number 21 of Jason White. As we go on board, caution flag is out for the second time here in the Coke Zero 200 presented by Sicard Holiday Campers. And we will get a chance to see it again.
Whoa, we got the 10 Haldex car into the back of the 21, and around he goes.
And Billy, another point of view now from the driver's seat.
Now you can hear the back tires come up off the ground. He was on the throttle, and around she went.
And there's action down pit lane. Here's Todd.
Canadian Tire Chevy of Pete Gibbons, the first to hit pit road. It's a wedge adjustment to the right rear and fuel. The number 19 of Brad Graham also along pit road for an adjustment and fuel. More of the Coke Zero 200 from Cayuga Speedway when we come back.
Liquid Engineering.
Sean Gibbs prepares to wave the green flag once again here at the 10th round of TSN's NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. The BDI Ford Fusion of Kerry Mex leads here on the second restart of the evening here on lap 55.
Well, you know, we were watching that pit stop just before commercial. Peter Gibbons' guys were actually working out of the pit box, and he's been penalized 1 lap for working out of the pit box.
And Jason Hathaway in the 3-car received the tow truck in a box free pass that last time around, but DJ Kennington, who's battling with the 60, Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the high line, has now worked that high line into a battle for the lead. Great look from the Dupla color speed shot down the front straightaway. Look at Kennington, high, wide, and handsome in that 17.
Well, DJ's been working that outside groove in, but, you know, young Mix in that BDI Ford is tough to beat around the bottom.
And Ron Beauchamp Jr. now lurking in 3rd spot. You can see his bumper push right up against the back bumper of the 02 as we've got 143 laps remaining here in the Coke Zero 200.
Unbelievable how strong that 17 car is on the outside. I've said it a couple times, didn't get to finish. The outside groove usually doesn't come in until later on when the guys have to move up the racetrack because it's getting slick. DJ's got it working now. That's going to be really good later on.
And DJ Kennington will lead that lap in the Castrol Dodge as he works around the outside of the 02 Ford Fusion and into the top spot. Now look at Ron Beauchamp Jr. going, if he can make it work, why can't I? Look, and he's up in the high lane.
Listen to the throttle work. Mark Dilley just feathering that throttle, trying to get through the middle of 3 and 4.
How gentle do you have to be here at Cayuga on that throttle coming off the corner?
Extremely cautious, Dave, because coming off of turn 4, that fence sneaks up on you really fast.
And that's a place you just don't want to end your race because it ends in an awful hurry.
Well, it's a very fast racetrack, and I'll tell you, stuff happens in a hurry, and it's usually not a 1-car accident.
There is J.R. Fitzpatrick tailing the 25 of Jim Lapsevich as Dilley jumps to the inside of the 60. Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr. Now up to the 3rd spot goes the 9.
Well, we talked right off the top of the show that this race could be won by the crew chief and his decisions made on the chassis. You heard Reno talk about that he really thought they had a good race car come nighttime. And I'll tell you what, 3rd spot, Dilley's coming.
So DJ Kennington, who came into this race 2nd in points in the Castrol Syntec. Number 17, and there's your points leader. The tow truck in a box. Number 22 of Scott Steckley down pit lane. And it doesn't look like he's running. He was up to 8th position after getting nearly spun out early on, coming down to his pit stall.
Wow, this is huge.
No oil pressure is the reason Scott Steckley shut it down out on track, guys. Made his way along pit road. The crew going underneath the hood to have a look. A lot of smoke coming out from underneath that car. You remember they had an engine failure a couple of races ago at Mosport. The only chink in the armor this season so far for Scott Steckley. The crew now frantically trying to diagnose the problem to see if they can return it to the battle.
Well, I'm just being a driver here, but when that thing shut off, no oil pressure, I'm telling you the oil sump belt's gone. Probably when that car went through the grass early on, got the alignment out, little debris hit it, and what they'll do, they're an inch-wide cog belt, and if they get off a center, they will eventually fly off.
And this is definitely going to shake up the points as the 02 of Kerry Mix has dropped back to 4th position now, with the 9 of Dilley up to 2nd, and the 60 Ron Beauchamp Jr. in 3rd, with more on Scott Steckley. Here's Todd once again.
Running again on the 22 car, guys. Scott Steckley had a belt go away. That's why he lost oil pressure. The belt has been changed. They think the motor's okay. They're going to wait a second to see before they send him back out.
And Scott Steckley now running in the 19th position.
Oh, what a great spotter work. Listen to that. He was telling DJ Kennington he's on the quarter, but there was room to get in between him and the 60 if he wanted to let it happen.
Well, DJ Kennington's been working that high lane all evening long, and he's been working it very, very well. Now Mark Dilley in a very fast Dodge number 9 has worked his way into the lead for the first time this evening.
Oh, there's Steckley back on the racetrack, and that was a good move there. The 17 used him as a pick. Oh, he's back to pit road. The 22 back to pit road.
So Scott Steckley, your points leader, once again down pit lane. Here comes Brad Graham in the full throttle energy drink. Number 19 as well. Dump ground in the number 10. Looks as though he may be out of this race, so a lot of action down pit lane. And Todd standing by in the number 19 full throttle pit.
Smoke out of the rear end is the reason Brad Graham is along pit road. NASCAR wanted him along pit road. Looks like something has gone away in the rear end. Mike Knott and the crew having a look at it. Brad Graham now headed behind the wall.
Well, it's not uncommon with all the torque these motors have and how big this racetrack is that if you don't have a big enough cooler on the rear end, it will chew it up.
Tough break for that team, though. They have struggled at times this year, looking to turn it around here in the Coke 0200 as we take a look at the leader in the 9, Mark Dilley, in the Dodge Avenger with Scott Steckley just in front.
Mark Dilley, he's put the nose of that number 9 Dodge to win, and he's set sail. He's got 7 to 10 car lengths to the second place car.
Third position up for grabs here with Andrew Ranger in the 27, tucking underneath the 17 of DJ Kennington. That'll have points ramifications as well.
Well, when you talk, those guys are right in the same vicinity in the points race. Billy Burns made the right calls, knowing the setup here at Cayuga. He's got that 27 marching to the front.
So it's Dilley, Ron Beauchamp Jr., and now Andrew Ranger with the 02 of Kerry Mix. After cooling down his tires just a little bit, now making it trek back up to the front of the field. A battle for 6th, the lights have gone out.
Wow, that's dangerous. Holy moly.
Caution flag is going to come out here as the NASCAR officials talking on the scanner. So they will throw the caution here in the Coke 200, the Coke 0200, as the lights have gone dark around halfway of this Cayuga Motor Speedway.
Well, our cameras do a real good job of showing you that it's still fairly light, but it's a heck of a lot darker here in person.
Absolutely. Very dangerous for the drivers, as you mentioned, to be racing around here at speed with no lights on. So we'll try and get the lights turned back on here in the Coke 0200. Mark Dilley leads. NASCAR and Cayuga officials got some of the lights back on, and now some of the teams have elected to make a pit stop. Kennington is in and getting a left rear. Don Thompson is in as well.
All the hood's going up on the Home Hardware Chevrolet. That's very unusual. This is a well-prepared machine. If Sandy Hamilton's underneath the hood, they've got a problem.
As we ride on board with Jason White in the A&W Chevy. Cars lining back up here on lap 91 as we prepare for another restart here in the Coke 0200. Now, not all of the lights have been turned back on around here in Cayuga, but enough that the drivers have deemed it safe enough to complete this race. So Mark Dilley is your leader with Ron Beauchamp Jr. on his right as a green flag waves, and we're back underway.
Good old Saturday night racing under the lights. Down into turn 1, a pair of Dodges. Mark Dilley on the bottom, Ronnie Beauchamp on the outside. They're going to hustle him down the backstretch. Look at this, the 427. That's the Tide 4 down on the bottom.
Andrew Ranger digging on the 60 Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr. Billy, you can see patches of darkness here and there around this track. How dangerous is it for the drivers?
It's not dangerous at all. We're doing really well. Down inside these race cars, these guys can see the shadows really well. And you know what? They'd race in the pitch black anyway. They're called race car drivers.
Mark Dilley now opens up a 2-car length lead on this battle between Ranger and Ron Beauchamp Jr. Look at them side by side as we take a look at the Dupla color. Speed shot on the front chute. Whoa, Kerry Mix almost into the back of Lapsovich as a caution comes out.
Well, we're going to get a look at the replay here. We're going to go down the front stretch on board with Don Thompson Jr. Down into the corner. Oh, 18 Kent Noon goes around backwards, and everybody just scattered and try not to hit him, and everybody made it through safe.
Yeah, it looks like the 39 Dickie Staunch of Dave Whitlock may have gotten into the back of the 18 as Pit stops now for a couple of drivers. The 21 car of Jason White is down pit lane. So is the 18. There's Kent Noon. The Interstate Batteries 18 down to get a right rear tire. So Mark Dilley continues at the head of the field here in the Coke Zero 200 with 94 laps in the books. And Beauchamp second. We'll be back. Welcome back to the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series here on TSN. The number 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley leads here on lap 98 of the Coke Zero 200 as we get set for the restart.
And Dave, the number 1 Canadian Tire Monte Carlo, Peter Gibbons, received a tow truck in a box free pass, and David Whitlock in the Dickies Dodge has received a black flag for his run-in with Kent Noon.
And his penalty will be a drive-through down pit lane for the 39 of Dave Whitlock as we're back under green here with Dilley out in front of the 60 Ron Beauchamp Jr. How about Jim Lapsevich in that Tim Hortons Chevy up inside the top 3?
Well, Lapsevich has got a lot of laps here at Cayuga. You could call this his home track as he's from Hamilton, Ontario.
Yeah, just around the corner as Dilley looking strong here as the sun has gone down. That car has really picked up the pace in that Dodge Avenger. Doesn't look like it's sliding out at all. That car is stuck.
Well, we got to talk about the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. too. New crew chief, I shouldn't say new crew chief, a returning crew chief in Couillon, and the car is really picking up performance.
We hit the halfway point here in the Coke Zero 200. We'll take a look at the Home Hardware Midway update. We've had 4 leaders and 5 lead changes so far this evening. 4 cautions has slowed the race for 26 laps. Fastest lap put in by, once again, Scott Steckley way back on lap number 4. I'm pretty sure that guy has every single fast lap of the race in every single race we've done this year.
Well, you know, Mr. Consistency we talked about, but I'll tell you, when it comes to putting numbers up, the kid can sure do it.
Riding on board with J.R. Fitzpatrick. And the 39 of Dave Whitlock down pit lane just heard his penalty.
That's crew chief Warren Jones telling Davey, get going, buddy. The leaders are coming.
And it's not going to take long for those leaders to get around the 39 of Dave Whitlock. He actually has his teammate, Mark Dilley, right on his back bumper. Now, we saw one of those drive-through penalties earlier on this race. Don Thompson Jr. had to pit right from the lead after jumping the initial start. He stayed on the lead lap and has managed to battle his way back up through the field. Doesn't look like Dave Whitlock will be able to do the same.
Well, Dave's fighting for his life right now, trying to stay ahead of his teammate without jeopardizing the number 9's car win here at the Speedway. Oh, contact at 27 in the grass. He's up into the 12 with John Gaunt. A lot of action back in the field.
John Gaunt on the outside trying to pinch that 27 of Andrew Ranger down. Gaunt having a pretty decent run as you can see the hood ripped up on the 02, and Gaunt got into the 27. So John Gaunt showing a little bit of attitude here in the Coke Zero 200.
Well, that's what we got to see more out of John Gaunt. He's really struggled coming back to this series after being away for a while. But, you know, you can't let a guy like Ranger intimidate you when you're a veteran like John Gaunt.
So Dave Whitlock still staying out in front of the leaders, hoping for a free pass, and we get a caution. So Dave Whitlock would be the first car on, or a lap down, I should say, and he would be eligible for that free pass.
Oh, look at the rotors glowing on Kerry Mix. Kerry's driving the wheels out there. Plus, he's got some damage. Look at the front corner of the hood folded right up.
And that's not going to affect your vision, is it, Bill?
Well, a little bit off that right front corner, but, you know, you don't look out there that often anyway, because anything over there, you're not interested, okay? You're running into a guy's door, you're keeping it off the fence, just lots of tight racing. Don't worry about the right front corner.
On board with J.R. Fitzpatrick has been invited to test a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Chevrolet for TRG Motorsports and be evaluated during a 2-day test in the number 7 Chevrolet at Iowa Speedway, September 23rd and 24th.
Well, it's been too long coming. J.R. Fitzpatrick, a true talent here in Canada, but the Canadians are just now starting to get recognized in the South as race car drivers. We've got lots of good ones here. Good job, J.R. Go get them.
Don't forget Andrew Ranger, too, also running some Nationwide Series races, and DJ Kennington nearly running a full season in the Nationwide Series.
Well, in my eyes, you got to believe that DJ Kennington, marching through the Nationwide Series, keeping his nose clean, has opened the door for all these young Canadians to follow him down. DJ broke the door down. Everybody else can follow.
Good look there at Jim Lapsevich in the Tim Hortons number 25. What the lower light conditions here at Cayuga is giving us an opportunity to do is see those brake rotors glowing red hot. You saw Mark Dilley's right front glowing.
Well, Dave, that's the neat thing about night racing. You can actually see the rotors glow. Now, they have a brake adjuster inside the car so they can change the balance front to rear. Right now, they've got it all up the front so they can turn the car in the middle of the corner.
Mark Dilley continues to lead. We're over halfway in Cayuga. Welcome back to Cayuga Motor Speedway. Mark Dilley's Dodge still leads the Coke Zero 200 here on TSN. Jim Lapsevich, who was in third, now dropped back to fourth in the 12 of John Gaunt, hot on his tail.
Well, Dave, I've been watching some of these cars up front. They have yet to be on pit road. They're starting to use up these tires a little bit, and the fuel load's coming off them, so the setup's changing. Some of these guys are going to have to make green flag stops for fuel, tires, and adjustments.
Yeah, Jim Lapsevich in the Tim Hortons Chevy Monte Carlo, one of those cars who started to slide around. So is the 12 of John Gaunt as they touch going down into corner 1 and 2.
Kerry Mix sitting right there waiting for the action to unfold so he can grab a couple spots or just be nice and safe.
Keep it there, drive it in, keep working them, doing a good job, keep working them, you can get it, keep working. There we go, attaboy, good job, Nick's just going to follow him through.
Sammy Putnam acting as a little bit of a cheerleader for the 12 of John Gaunt, getting him underneath the 25 of Lapsevich, mentioning the 02 of Mix is coming through.
Well, we talked a little earlier that I thought Johnny Gaunt needed to be a little more aggressive and get with the program. And there you are with his coach on the radio telling him the same thing. Stick it in there, stick it to him. Good job. Awesome job on the radio, keeping his driver pumped up.
Well, John Gaunt coming off his first podium finish earlier this year in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, has a pretty good car here at Cayuga Speedway. And looking back to the 7 of Peter Shepard alongside the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Those two have been battling side by side for the last couple of laps.
That is a battle for 8th position on the racetrack. Give a shout out. That's P.D. Shepard's first ride in this car. He had yet to drive it until he got here today.
And we've been hearing reports that he's been without power steering since the early going in this race, so he is doing a wonderful job at the helm of that 7 car. Now, a number of drivers did take the opportunity to come here to Cayuga to test, Ron Beauchamp Jr. being one of them.
Well, and the other big gun they brought with them was Junior Hanley, come down on Cuvion's request to help them get that front end to work the way they like it.
And it looks like it's working just fine. It's a 60 Mopar Dodge. Ron Beauchamp Jr. goes to the lead.
Okay, hit your marks. Let's get back to hitting our marks now. Hit our marks.
That's Chris Cuvion on the radio telling his driver to get back in his rhythm and hit the marks. And now they got that thing in clean air. Let's watch them march away.
On board now with the Dodge number 9 of Mark Dilley as he continues to try and chase the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. And together are the 25 of Lapsevich and the 7 of Shepard, as Shepard will pick up 7th position. So the Walmart Ubisoft number 7 of Peter Shepard marching his way to the front of the pack, and standing by in his pit is Todd.
Guys, with Alex Nagy, you had Pete Shepard got on the phone last night saying, hey, can you come in the car? He doesn't have any power steering in the car as well. He's doing a terrific job for you guys.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. We lost the power steering right on the caution laps before the start of the race, so he's had none all day. And it's hard for him to race around in traffic, but he's doing a good job. He's been having to save some strength for the end here, so we're going to have a pit stop coming up, and hopefully we can stay in the top 5.
Thanks, Alex.
Well, the setup in these race cars now, they use so much caster and so much camber gain, they really don't steer that hard anyway, but you really don't want to be without power steering, because the real danger is that when you're turning left and you got to correct to the right, it will slow down the amount of steering, how quick you can turn back to make corrections. That's the danger of no power steering.
And there hasn't been a caution here in a long time. Cautions allow him to rest his arms, get that energy back up.
Well, he's a young guy. He's got the pipes. He can do it.
Ron Beauchamp Jr., now we've got that caution. The 17 of DJ Kennington goes around in corner number 4. So the Castrol kid, DJ Kennington, spinning out, drawing the caution here in the Coke Zero 200 at Cayuga Speedway, and we'll take another look at it.
Oh, DJ Kennington he got way up in the gray and around it goes. Very uncharacteristic. DJ Kennington does not miss a corner.
Well, he was a lap down when that happened. Maybe needed a caution, and it's pit stop time. Everybody coming down pit lane. Todd's there.
Ron Beauchamp Jr. with a strong effort so far tonight. The first on the pit road. It's routine service. 2 right side tires and fuel. Little difficulty with the gas can going in. The 27 of Andrew Ranger making his scheduled stop. So is the number 9 of Mark Dilley. Dilley and Beauchamp had battled for position. Beauchamp the leader heading into caution. Now it's going to be the race off pit road. Ron Beauchamp Jr. is going to beat Mark Dilley and still maintain that lead.
So the race off pit road won by the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. We've got a new leader, the 18 of Kent Noon in the Interstate Battery Chevy, leading his first lap in a NASCAR race. We'll be back with more from Cayuga. Welcome back to the 10th round of the 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, presented by Sirius Satellite Radio and TSN. The number 18 Interstate Fuel Genie Monte Carlo Kent Noon leads the field here on lap 167 as the green flag waves.
And Jason White got the tow truck in a box free pass that time around.
And the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. got the jump off the hop, and he opens up a 2-car length lead in through 1 and 2.
Oh, that 60 car is setting sail. He's been to pit road. He's got fresh sneakers on it, a full load of Sunoco race gas, and let's see what he can do here to the finish.
How about John Gaunt in the Centennial Dodge number 12, moving that Dodge Avenger up in a second. We're 3 wide, deeper in the pack.
There's Don Thompson Jr. He's the outside of the 27. Remember at the start when he got that driver, I said if anybody could come from the back, it was Don Thompson Jr.
And he's making you sound like a smart man, Billy, as Don Thompson Jr. holds down the 5th position, and he's hunting the 27 Andrew Ranger.
Man, that's a great shot. You can hear them race cars going by the camera there, about 7,500 RPM. What a great horsepower shot.
And Billy, what do new tires do as far as confidence goes to drivers here as we get into the latter stages, just 31 laps to go?
Well, we're really just down to a Saturday night shootout here. Fresh sneakers on the car. You're probably talking half a second quicker race cars. Plus, the racetrack's cooled down since they practiced and qualified. These cars are getting really fast. We got 16 cars on the lead lap. This is going to get good.
On board with J.R. Fitzpatrick, who's inside the top 10, currently running in the 9th position, chasing the Beyond Digital Imaging 02 of Kerry Mix.
Well, there's Mark Dilley and the 12 of John Gaunt. They're going at it hard in the top 5.
If you take a look at the point standings coming in, they will be shaken up after today's race. Andrew Ranger came into this one 30 in the points, and Don Thompson Jr. was in the top 5 in the Castro point standings as well, but the top 2 have had problems. Scott Steckley with engine troubles, and then DJ Kennington, who had that spin drawing the last caution here at Cayuga, so there will be some changes at the head of the Castro points change.
Well, that's why they call it racing it. Never know what's going to happen at a racetrack from start to finish, and it's definitely going to shake things up today.
There is the Snap-on Tools number 3 of Jason Hathaway battling for 6th spot with the 77 of Derek Lynch. Another shot from the duple-color walk-in.
A lot of action up front. And what parity we have here in NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. We got Dodges, Fords, and Chevrolet all racing for the top spot.
But once again, the 60 Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr. out in front. Ranger gets into the back of the 12 of John Gaunt, and Don Thompson Jr. got it into the back of Ranger. They had to steer quite a bit in corner number 4 to get it back, and here comes Lynch on the inside.
Well, Don Thompson Jr. was just an innocent bystander. Oh, whoa! The 84 and the 3 get together. The 3 through the grass.
Dirt tracking it off of corner number 2. Jason Hathaway's going to lose a number of spots. 19 laps to go. Here in the Coke Zero 200, there he is. Mark Dilley in the number 9. Right up to the back bumper of the Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Wow, here's the Corporate Express up front. We got the Mopar 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. and the 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley going at it for the top spot.
These 2 cars have definitely been the class of the field all night long here in the Coke Zero 200. Now look at the gap they have back to 3rd.
What a fight for Monday morning bragging rights right here from the Corporate boys.
Ron Beauchamp Jr. sticking that Mopar Dodge Avenger down to the yellow line, trying to hold off the number 9 of Mark Dilley as Kerry Mix gets to the grass and underneath the 12 car of John Gaunt for 5th spot. That's what he's looking for here.
Whoa! They touched going in the corner. Kerry Mix got a little loose going in the corner. His right rear went up and touched the left rear of Gaunt, and around he went. The caution's out.
Dave Whitlock also got into the 12 of John Gaunt just before the caution flew, but the BDI Ford Fusion of Kerry Mix stopped in the grass here at Cayuga as the caution flag waves once again.
Wow, what a lot of action. Here it is, side by side, down into turn 3. See Kerry's car wiggle under brakes, just a little bit too much rear brake. The right rear goes up and gets touched by the left rear, and around it goes. It drags the car right around backwards. There it is, you can see it right there. Little wiggle going in, the right rear goes up and touches and drags the car around on him.
How about sitting in J.R. Fitzpatrick's seat as you're looking for a way by that spinning 0-2 of Kerry Mix as Candian finally gets his pit stop. Ron Beauchamp Jr. continues to lead. We're getting down to the end. Ron Beauchamp's Big Bad Mopar Dodge leads here at Cayuga as we just have 8 laps remaining in round number 10 of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. The cars are lining up 2 by 2 as we ride on board with Jason White, who's sitting in 16th.
Well, we get a real good look at the restart here. Side by side, a pair of Mopars up front. Ron Beauchamp Jr. is going to be digging hard to beat Mark Dilley into turn 1.
Car you don't want to count out is the Home Hardware Chevy of Don Thompson Jr. He started on the pole. He's back up inside the top 5 as we go green once again here in the Coke 0200.
Side by side, up off of turn 2. Oh, the 27 into the back of the 60. Beauchamp gets squirrely. Dilley the lead. 27 down the bottom, 3 wide.
Into corner number 3, Don Thompson Jr. is going to back off behind the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. Here's Andrew Ranger in second. Look at the gaggle of cars in behind now. 6 laps to go.
Oh, Beauchamp Jr. will just be seething inside that helmet. He's seen his lead evaporate. He was the car to beat until Ranger got in the back of him.
Derek Lynch in the Allied Steel Buildings, number 77, has moved up as well. Here is J.R. Fitzpatrick digging on the Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Oh, they got Chump just pinned. Oh, he gets in the back of him again. Now the 60 car is just losing spot after spot. Gibbons to the bottom.
And the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. losing spots as well as John Gott gets into the side of the 25 of Lapsevich. Look at Lapsevich beating on the 12 car down the back straightaway.
And while they're doing that, beating Peter Gibbons got 3 spots, and Gott's got a flat right front tire.
The Centennial Dodge number 12 of John Gott slows in corner number 4 as Hathaway underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick into corner number 1.
Down the backstretch, side by side, the 3 is going to get the spot. The caution's out.
Now caution flag comes out for the stop. Number 12 of John Gott up in corner number 4. Now he gets down onto pit lane. You see the sparks coming from the right front wheel. That tire completely flat.
John Gott Jr., they're hollering to get a bar. When the tire goes flat, they got to get a bar underneath the frame so the jack will fit. The crew's working hard to get Johnny Gott back in the show.
John Gott, who was having a great run earlier on, up inside the top 3. Unfortunately, got together with the 0-2 of Kerry Mix, put him back in the pack a little bit as we take a look at the Mopar Fast 5. Mark Dilley, Derek Lynch, Jason Hathaway, Ron Beauchamp Jr., Dave Whitlock, the 5 fastest Dodges here in the Coke 0200 with just 2 laps to go.
Well, this is going to get exciting. Green-white checker. Mark Dilley's just got to beat the 27 up through the gearbox. The 27's been ultra competitive tonight and a little aggressive.
This is a really good point size for us, Andrew, so we just have to get a good finish out of this. Yeah, you go tell Dilley's spotter not to drive us in the door in 1. Yeah, all right.
We've seen this movie before. Down to the last lap, guys get a little aggressive, the Nerf job comes up, and nobody finishes where they wanted to. They're telling the young fella he's got a good points night going to be respectful.
Yeah, because the 22 of Scott Steckley all the way down in 18th in the running order. Here as we go back to green, it's a green-white checker here in the Coke 0200.
Down into turn 1, side by side. Mark Dilley in that preferred groove in that big Dodge horsepower. Look at this, he's got the lead off of 2.
And side by side for 3rd spot with the 77 of Derek Lynch up underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. They'll stay that way through 3 and 4.
Down into turn 3, side by side. The race is for 3rd right now. Up off the corner, J.R. Fitzpatrick and the 77.
And the white flag comes out. 1 more lap to go. The battle is for 3rd as Mark Dilley has about a 3-car length lead now in Andrew Ranger. Look at the 3 car of Jason Hathaway. Hathaway inside the top 5 and now underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. But what a run Fitzpatrick had into 3. Here comes Dilley off of corner number 4. He's going to take the win, followed by Ranger. Derek Lynch will come home 3rd.
J.R. Fitzpatrick sailed that thing into turn 3 and it right into the fence.
So Mark Dilley captures tonight's Dodge winning moment as he wins the Coke 0200 here at Cayuga. We'll talk to the winner when we return. Welcome back to the Coke 0200 here at Cayuga. Todd Lewis is standing by in the winner's circle.
Climbing out of the number 9 Dodge, your winner here at Cayuga Speedway. Mark Dilley waves the checkered flag to the crowd and accepts congratulations. A very fast race car for you out there. You had some good battles with Ron Beauchamp Jr., but you really had the power at the end of this one.
The car was hooked up good. I mean, we came here, we weren't very good, and my guys, I mean, what can I say of that Dodge team? They worked through parts at it, through everything. I was amazing. I mean, we had no idea going into qualifying and it would even turn. So the guys, Reno and the team, I mean, I can't thank them enough. Awesome job. All my sponsors, Dodge, Maple Lodge, Wild Wing, Mobile One, everybody, Excite, I mean, CRS Trucking. I can't thank everyone enough. It's great. It's been a year ago. We lost my mom. We won for her last year. We won again this year. And I mean, I can't be happier.
Great win for Mark Dilley here at Cayuga Speedway.
Nice to see a big grin on the face of Mark Dilley. So we'll take a look at the top 10 finishers here in the Coke 0200. Don Thompson Jr. salvaging a 7th place position here today. Peter Gibbons coming home 9th. DJ Kennington will round out the top 10. Don standing by with Andrew Ranger.
Andrew Ranger, a 2nd place finish here at Cayuga Speedway. You've been on a pretty good roll lately.
Definitely. It's great to be on the podium again in Cayuga. Car was fantastic tonight. I would like to say thanks for Dave Jacob, Bill Byrne, all of my sponsors, Tide and Walmart, support me for a long time. But right at the end, start 2nd. It's not the way I want. You know, it's pretty tough to be too wide in corner number 1. And my car came very loose in the corner number 2, but I still finished 2nd. Very proud, very happy.
Andrew Ranger hangs on to it for a 2nd place finish and gets a big boost in the point standings, fellas.
And we've been mentioning that it's going to be a shakeup at the top of the Castro point standings. Look at that, 68 markers between Andrew Ranger and Scott Steckley. He didn't have the night that he wanted here tonight, but creeping up inside the top 10 is the 77 of Derek Lynch. Todd standing by with him.
Derek Lynch with another great finish here at Cayuga Speedway. You just seem to find your way to the front.
Thank you, Todd. We have a knack of being there at the end. I want to thank everybody at Allied Steel. It's our 1-year anniversary for them. Got to thank Skip Ambrose and Trevor McCaggerty. Those are the guys that are unsung heroes that put this deal together for me. And tired of getting pushed around at the end. And I thought we're either going to end up in the weeds or we're going to end up on the podium because this is where we belong. And just like I said, tip my hat to my guys. We got a great car. I'm glad to be back on the ovals, and hopefully we can put together a late season push here like we did in 07.
Little aggression by the driver works out at the end, fellas.
A big smile from a true gentleman. Derek Lynch said it right. He's sick of getting pushed around because he doesn't usually hand it out.
And if you remember back to last year, Derek Lynch won this race here at Cayuga Speedway. The Coke 0200 has been brought to you by Castrol Syntec. Unlock the power. By Mopar. Authentic performance. And by Duplicolor, the premium brand leader in automotive paints, primers, and coatings.
And there is Jerry Santucci handing out the hardware to tonight's top drivers.
And a big thanks to Tim Chapman and Laura from Cayuga Speedway. The next race on the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series schedule, the Pizza 300. We'll see you there.